Imagine this. Imagine I'm your English teacher and you are absolute beginners. And today I'm teaching you animals. Well, I say I'm teaching you animals, but in fact I'm doing something very strange. I'm showing you some picture flashcards like this, and then I show them to you. I'm not actually telling you the names of the animals, nor am I trying to elicit them from you. I'm just showing you the pictures and then putting them away. And I think you'll agree that that's quite a strange approach to language teaching, right? However, this is a very common trap that language teachers often fall into when using video in the classroom. And when I say video, I'm thinking less about the kind of video we would use for listening comprehension. I'm not really talking about videos that come with spoken monologues, dialogues, that kind of thing. I'm talking more about videos like this. This is a great example of a video where really it's the moving images that do most of the talking. There's not much in the way of a spoken text for us to take advantage of. You might remember this video. It went viral in 2020 and it involves a mountain lion, which is what this is. A mountain lion. Say it. Mountain lion. The video was filmed by a hiker in the Rocky Mountains in Utah. He's walking along the path when he comes face to face with a mountain lion. So he takes out his phone to start filming, and she really doesn't like that. Actually, I think she's being protective of some cubs, and she runs towards him and things get very scary. Now the hiker backs off, but the mountain lion starts to follow him and she gets really quite aggressive. She starts to hiss. There's moments where she even almost pounces. And the hiker, he thinks he's a goner. He doesn't think he's going to survive. He's swearing. There's lots of swear words. They're all beeped out. But for 6 whole minutes, this mountain lion stalks the hiker and he doesn't stop filming, nor does he turn his back on this cat, which is probably very wise. That may have saved his life. Eventually, the mountain lion turns round, goes back to where she came from, and the hiker lets out a sigh of relief, and so do we. The reason I chose that video is that it's often come up in my courses and workshops that I do, and the question always is then, so how would you use that video in your classroom? And it's actually a very difficult question. After all, we're language teachers, and yet here is a piece of material with no obvious language, no obvious text for us to use. And so what I see is teachers often choosing to do one of two things. Number one, they might choose to use a video like that to introduce a topic. For example, in this case, the topic of human-animal interactions. Number two, they might decide to go for the grammar. Use a video like that to set up a context for teaching or practicing a structure like, for example, the second conditional. What would you do if you found yourself in the hiker's shoes? Now, there's two problems here. The first problem is that video is 6 minutes long, and I don't think it's a good use of time, 6 language-free minutes just to set up a context. But the second problem is this one that I referred to before, that we're in danger of the students leaving the lesson and leaving the video without producing or being exposed to any key words and phrases which are central to the story. In other words, we show students this, but then we put it away without eliciting or teaching any of the key language. There's a practical principle that I share in my courses. It's actually a bit of a mantra, and it goes like this. There is no image without a text, and there is no text without an image. And in the case of video, of course, things are different, but the principle is exactly the same. The text is not provided explicitly, but all you need for it to arise is for a human being to put that video narrative into words, which is something I did just a few minutes ago. When you do that, wonderful and unpredictable things will happen. This is, without a doubt, the most communicative way to use video in the language classroom. But it's so often underused. I refer to this as videotelling, and videotelling can allow you to develop your storytelling skills, your storytelling awareness, your critical thinking, and your visual literacy. Now, if you like this idea, you might be interested in my new course, a story-based approach to video. This will change the way you use video. It'd be lovely to have you in the course. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye-bye.